Your boy Five for the host lead, you already know, man. We're live with WCDB Radio FM, baby, with Past Life Radio. Mr. Everyday, man. Your boy Five for the, you already know. Legendary shit.
So what you trying to do, and who you really want to be? Everybody wants a shot to be the top in this industry. So what you trying to do, and who you really want to be? Everybody wants a shot to be the top in this industry. I follow me, never walk in another man.
Five for the host of the year. East Harlem Zone is in the building right now. You know, Five, bro. I'm gonna talk to you like I never met you before, bro. Where were you born? You know, where were you born and raised? You know, originally, where you from?
Well, I was born in the Bronx. You know, raised up in Grand Concourse. You know what I'm saying? 184th Boston Road. And not too long though. You know, I was only there for like probably till like 7 years old.
That's right.
My family, my grandmother was always from Spanish Harlem. You know what I'm saying? My uncles and my aunts was from Spanish Harlem. So that's how you know, East Harlem came above that.
So what was your early childhood like?
Straight sports. I was all American, you know what I mean? I got with you know, I started playing sports probably 11 years old.
What would you say your best memory was of you early on, growing up in Harlem? Like if you had to think back, like what would you say was the best moment in time, one of your best memories?
Just the excitement, man. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, it's not like summertime, you know, in Harlem and Spanish Harlem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different. Winter time is always house parties,
Yes.
but the excitement on the east side and west side was out of control.
Yeah, the energy,
You know what I mean?
the Harlem energy, the summer Harlem energy is unmatched.
Like you got seven cars playing different music at once, and people conversating over here, over there. You know, all positive though. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful women everywhere.
Right, everywhere.
What brought you ultimately up to the 518? Like, did you start doing music from the time you were in Harlem?
Yeah. So basically, I was just around the music with my kid's godfather, Raw Cash from KR Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying? This before he even signed a deal with them. You know, he used to come to my crib and just write music. But we went to school together. You know, we performed the talent shows together. So we already had that, you know, that bond of that talent. You know what I'm saying? So you know, he used to come to my crib with a pen and pad and just write music. So basically, I watched him. You know what I'm saying? And from me watching him, like his first deal was with K Slay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he wound up getting caught up to the streets. And then he did some time, and K Slay had signed Papoose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you remember that?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
remember that time?
Absolutely.
So while he was locked up, I don't know. I just started. You know what I'm saying? I just started writing little here and there. You know what I'm saying? But it really didn't hit until I lost my job. When I lost my job, I don't know. I just was depressed, and I just started putting it on the paper, and I started, you know, creating good songs.
Pac or Big? And tell me why.
I like Biggie.
Why Biggie?
Biggie just had more swag, more. He had more. I don't know, more records that I could, you know, work my mind with. You know, Pac always had me thinking.
Right.
And, you know,
Sometimes you want to think.
Pac had 12-year-olds smoking Lucy. Talk about I'm stressed. Like, what you stressed about? You 12 years old.
12-year-olds
Pac had
smoking
dudes. I'm telling you, he had 12-year-olds buying Lucy and with no shirt on. That was Pac for you.
Facts. So as far as like early on, what would you say like your style of music was if you had to describe it?
I was different. I always look for a different beat. You know what I mean? I was different. So you know, so I started writing and stuff like that, and started doing shows here and there. I was performing everywhere, but I had my little daughter Lolo. That was my first artist. You know what I'm saying? So Lolo,
shout out to Lil Love.
She started rapping when she was 5 years old. Me and Lolo, like we traveled everywhere. We hit Rucker Park, we hit Kingdom, K Slate tournaments. You know what I mean? So that's how I started, like the host type. You know what I mean? Like the hype man type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you like, what's your creative process like? Like as far as like when you do you find a beat first, or do you write first and then you find a beat?
Nah,
like what's
I gotta listen to the beat first.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? A creator, listen to the beat. Unless if you got one of them crazy stories where you sleep and then you wake up and go to the studio. You know, one of them crazy stories. But I like to listen to the beat first and then create and I can hear which artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I hear something with LNS, I'm like LNS perfect. Then I'm for Honcho and Sony.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
and that'll create the record.
So what would you say? What you feel is the greatest challenge you find being as an artist? Like, what would you say is the greatest challenge?
Well, the greatest challenge is maintaining your money. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining your money and knowing your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest challenge.
What's the craziest thing that ever happened to you at an event that you hosted?
Oh man, not even an event, the road trips. So just the road trip alone, you know, artists arguing and me like a father telling them to be quiet, and you know, it's just crazy, but it's amazing because, you know, that makes you stronger as a camp. You know, another thing, you know, when you're on the road, you gotta you know, watch your surroundings, especially when you get paid for shows.
Right.
You know, you gotta come correct. You know, we had an incident, you know, one time in Hudson, and you know, we got jumped by a lot of dudes, and it was just out of control. You know what I'm saying? So, what saved us was the KAR tattoo. You know, with Pistol Pete, you know, whatever Pistol Pete, you know, shout out to you.
Absolutely.
And the old camp, whatever you.
Because Pistol Pete name ring bells, so they know you're
So
affiliated with.
So when they seen the tattoo, they were like, "Oh my, you know, you down with K?" Yeah. Homeboy snapped his fingers, and you know, everything was back to normal. But you know, I wish I would knew that a little earlier
Before I even got that far.
You know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel about the rap game today versus the past?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's terrible. They, you know, all they talking about is just straight violence, and it's really happening. It's really happening. Like in the streets, of New York City is crazy. You feel me? Like what's going on now is the people in the main office, to me, you know, and the record labels, they don't care. They want that to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's 'cause it's profit. It's profitable.
They want that to
It's
happen.
profitable.
You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, it's not a good direction. You know what I'm saying? It's out of control. They're really not talking about nothing, but just, you know, spinning and shooting and killing. You know, they're not talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I do. Don't get me wrong. I love drill music.
Right.
But I like the Pop Smokes, the Five.
Right.
You know, the ones that's really saying something.
Right.
You know
And
what
it'd be one thing if there was only like, okay, there's a wave, and that's one wave, and then there's all these other different types of expressions going on.
Right.
But that's like the only thing that they're allowing to get popular right now.
Exactly. Shout out to everybody doing hip hop too. You know, trying to keep it alive.
Right. With the climate of artists being killed, how does it affect what songs you create, and when you're working with artists, what direction you bring them in?
I mean, you know, our audience is big, and when we got I got a church audience. I got you know, LNS got his R&B audience. Sony got his his audience where, you know, they expect them to hear bars and stuff. So I try to keep it as clean as possible.
Right.
You know, I try to send out the best message I can. You know, for the youth, because you never know who's gonna be tuning in. You know, you never know if the mayor of Troy or kids is gonna be tuning in. So when they hear that music, they're gonna be like, oh snap! Like, you know, he surprised me. You know, because I do surprise a lot of people, because they be like, they think it's straight gangster music.
Right.
You can see that I have good intentions. We put the good in all my imperfections. With me, they come to blessing. People frown upon my lifestyle. I'm a woman, love a woman, but I'm still his child. Ride sick, so don't trip, stop putting us down. Y'all love me, I'm not worried. I've been making them proud.